Hi everyone, my name is Emma Schrage and I was born and raised in Montreal, Canada. Now, when most people find out where I'm from, the first question they ask is if I speak French. So, fun fact about me, oui, je parle français. Yes, I do speak French, which I've come to find out is a completely useless language here in Los Angeles. I moved to LA a little over 8 years ago, and though I did attend college in Montreal and I also completed one semester of school here in LA, I never finished any degree. So after 8 years out of school, I finally returned and I'm pursuing a degree in nursing. Over the last 8 years, though, I have been a little busy. I got married, had 3 kids, all boys, by the way, God help me. Spent 6 years as an executive assistant, and I even started my own cake decorating business. Though cake decorating and baking is something I love and a really great creative outlet for me, it's unfortunately a labor-intensive job and a very underappreciated job, so I've decided to just keep it as an enjoyable hobby. One of my earliest goals that I can remember setting for myself is to complete my education, which might sound strange to some of you, but I come from a religious community where going to college is not encouraged. It's even frowned upon by many, so that was a pretty big goal for me. And though it's taken me a while to get here and finally figure out what I want to be when I grow up, I'm finally here and I'm pursuing an education for a career that I know I will love. And I know I'll love nursing because I'm most happiest when I'm taking care of other people. Now, when it comes to most embarrassing moment, I got plenty of those. I embarrass myself on a daily basis, but my brain does this thing where it blocks out all those embarrassing moments as some sort of self-protective instinct. So it took me a while to think of the most embarrassing story, but I finally thought of one. And though it's a story my husband loves to retell, I'll try and do the story justice. It was the time my husband tried to propose to me. It happened in Central Park, New York City at sometime around 4 a.m. Now, we had been dating long distance for a little while, and I had just come back from a trip overseas. So we spent the night catching up and talking, and we somehow found ourselves sitting on the grass of Central Park at 4 a.m. Now, at that point, I was pretty exhausted. So when he turned to me and asked me to stand up, I was a little surprised, but I obliged and I started to get up, and he followed, but he stopped at one knee. So naturally, I stopped at one knee too, so I can face him. And it went a little something like this. Emma, stand up. And I go, okay, but stand up with me. And he goes, no, Emma, stand up. And I go, but why don't you stand up with me? And he goes, Emma, I'm trying to propose to you, for God's sake, stand up. So that was a major facepalm moment, and I finally stood up and let him propose to me. That story is pretty embarrassing, but it only came in first very closely after this next story, which I'm about to tell, which kind of combines most embarrassing moment and favorite injury story. I actually attended college in Montreal, as I said earlier, and as a PE class, I took karate. So I must admit, I got a little too confident a little too quickly with my karate moves, and one night I wanted to show off to my family. While they were all eating dinner, I got up and tried to show them my jump kick. So I got up and I did my jump kick, but unfortunately I slipped on my landing, fell flat on my back, hit my head, and went unconscious. So thankfully I wasn't actually injured, but unfortunately I gave my family a lot of content to make fun of me for pretty much the rest of my life. And that's about the most personal information that I've ever given to a group of strangers. So I hope my clumsy misfortune was entertaining to you, and I look forward to getting to know all of you throughout the remainder of this course, and thank you for listening.